Everybody rise. Congratulations. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please maintain your own children, men and women overseas, and here in the USA, also for first responders and all emergencies, and of those who died and passed away during the holiday season. Moment of silence, please. May they all rest in peace. Amen.
Amen.
Love you. Please be seated.
That was Brian Adams. He's our sergeant of arms. I need quiet.
Quiet on the set, please. Quiet on the set, please. Thank you.
Okay, this is a long meeting. It's an important meeting. Very important meeting. And everyone should know this. It's going to take a little bit longer than normal, but this is a very important meeting. Some things that everybody has to know. This is Mr. Cruz. He's our assistant district attorney. Sylvia Rosello, he's our vice president.
Oh, no. Ow.
Commanding officer of the 49th, Captain Ellis. Then we have our community affairs officer, police officer Dave Lepore, and Detective Jay Sturdivant. The person has been going around collecting the money. And she's also our recording secretary, and that's Kay Cardona. I'm going to be brief. Because, again,
that'll be the
we have
day.
a very, very important meeting, and it's going to take a little while. You're going to have questions, and the questions have to be answered. So, we're going to start off just by saying, I hope everybody had a great New Year and a great Christmas holiday. So, did you? Yeah. Did you have a great New Year and a great Christmas holiday? Okay, now it's back to work, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We're going to introduce you to a new program in the police department. It's a great, great program, and it's going to help us all. So I want you to pay a special attention to this. I'd like to introduce a few people. A lot of you knew Will Madonna, and Will Madonna worked with Mark Jonai's office, and he was his counselor. But most of us knew Will Madonna. He was a good friend of ours, a friend of the community. And his niece, Karen Delvecchio, has taken over his practice. Karen, would you stand up? She's going to give out her cards later, but if she comes from that kind of stock, you should listen to her. Thank you very much, Karen.
Thank you.
Also, I'd like to introduce the new rabbi by Young Israel. Would you please stand up and introduce yourself?
Michael Max.
Luckily, he's not shy. Okay, we're going to get right into this because, again, we don't have that much time. We just left the Precinct Council. We heard the NCO program before. We also heard it when it first came out. But it's important for you to listen and for you to take down numbers and phone numbers. Okay, so first we'll bring up our captain, and our captain Alex will give us a rundown on what's going on, and he'll make the introduction to the NCO guys. Okay, Captain Alex.
If possible, to give you an overview of how we did in 2017. We had a decrease in crime of 2.3% overall in 2017. We had a decrease in every 7 major except for burglaries. We were flat, 180 versus 180. And in grand larceny, we saw a big increase. majority of grand larcenies that said time and time again, unattended property left out of the open, and someone taken it. That's where we were. In 2017, we had 3 murders versus 4 in 2016. One of those murders just happened within a 56-day period at my maestro, so I'll give you an update in regards to that. Getting back to the grand larcenies, a lot of the grand larcenies happen in trends and patterns. We're seeing a lot, or in 2017, we were seeing a lot of tires and rims from the Hondas, the brand new Hondas being stolen. It's still occurring. We just had 2 just recently. We're seeing catalytic converters being taken off Hondas, especially down in the Van Ness. We're seeing unattended property being stolen from the gyms, locker break-ins on East Chester, the LA Fitness on East Chester, the one that's on White Plains Road. So we see time and time again the same patterns going on. That was drove all of our crimes in 2017. As far as the community breakdown, I know a lot of people like to hear about the different communities. Van Ness showed a decrease in crime, 27 fewer crimes in 2017.
Okay, Pink.
Pelham Parkway South had the biggest increase in crime. 32 additional crimes in Pelham Parkway South. I'll tell you, the neighborhood coordinating officers are going to make a difference in 2008. I'm sure you're seeing a presence already because we're focused on Holland, Kruger, and Lighter. But we'll talk. Lawrence Park saw the largest reduction in crime, 60 fewer crimes in Lawrence Park. Pelham Gardens had an additional 10 crimes. Allerton section had an additional 14 crimes. And East Chester Laconia had a decrease of 20 crimes. Year to date in 2017, there was 9 shootings versus 6. 4 of those were in housing, 2 up in East Chester and 2 in the Pelham houses. We do have an arrest with a large majority of them. And again, I'll give you an update on the maestro shooting. So starting off year to date, we're up in crime 7.9%. We have 4 additional crimes now as compared to last year. We have 3 rapes versus 1 year to date. 21 robberies versus 19 robberies year to date. 22 felony assaults versus 24. 11 burglaries, that should be a correction. If you read along on the ComStat page, versus 13 burglaries in 2017. 29 grand larcenies versus 28 in 2017, and 7 GLAs versus 4. GLAs is going to be a crime we're going to have to really fight. We did so well last year. We had a major reduction in GLAs, so we're fighting low numbers. But we'll manage. With the NCO program, how it's going to work is this: the command was originally broken into 9 sectors. Now it's going to be broken into 3 large sectors: Sector Adam, Sector Boy, and Sector Trouble. Sector Adam is more or less Morris Park and Venice. Sector Boy is going to be Pelham Gardens. It's going to be Bronx Park East and Williamsbridge, like by Pelham houses. And then Sector Charlie is going to be Parkside, Coops area, Allerton. It's going to be East Chester and Pelham Gardens. So it's basically the whole northern part of the command. What's going to happen is there's going to be 2 NCO officers who are here tonight for each one of those 3 sectors, who are your liaison with the rest of the department, with the rest of the officers in the 49 precinct. When you have a specific crime or condition that you want to see the police address, you will be able to reach them directly via email, text, phone. You're going to have their contact information. Whereas before, you used to wait until we had a community council meeting, and then you would voice your concerns, and Jay or Dave would take it down, and it could be a month later after the event already transpired, and then we would field it out to officers to address your complaints. But it's already now, we're talking about a month later. Now it's going to be an instantaneous thing where you're going to communicate with them directly 24/7, and then they don't work 24/7. But what happens is, they in turn funnel that information to the sector that's on patrol immediately. So, you got 2 officers for your sector, where you live, and then these officers have 12 officers that, let's just say, work with them in like a, almost like in a team fashion, like a working group. So there's 12 officers that back up these 2 officers. And there's gonna be 4 on the days, 4 on the 4 to 12s, 4 on the midnights. So that's how it works. That's how you get 12 officers for every sector. So if you hit them up with a complaint, they'll funnel it to the sector officer, whoever's working at that moment, or whenever that condition arises. So let's say it only happens on the midnights, or only happens on the days, or only happens on the 4 to 12s. They'll get it to the right officers. Hey, listen, I just got a text or an email or a call from so-and-so. They want this addressed. Are you out and about? Are you rolling around? Can you go address it? So we're going to be an immediate address. That being said, so you got 2 officers that are steady in your sector, and then you have another 12 sector officers that are steady in your sector. So that's 14 officers that will remain and only really police in your sector. That means they're going to get to know the conditions better. They're going to get to know the residents better. They're going to get to know what's not right, what's common, and you'll have a better connection with them. And then with technology, you can communicate with them freely. So you'll get to know the officers on your beat. So that's a good thing. And then we'll have other officers that aren't sector officers, that aren't NCO officers, that are handling the lower priority jobs like 53s, accidents, AIDs, EDPs, stuff like that. Anything that is really community concern, these NCO officers or the police officers in the sector will handle. They'll really get to know you intimately. You'll know the officers. If you call 911 on a 4 to 12, it's going to be the same officers. Same thing on midnights, same thing on the day's orders. So that's how it works. And it moves all the officers. We had a lot of officers that were doing like specialty that day. So when you gave us a complaint and Jay and Dave took it down, he would send it over to our conditions team. There's no more conditions teams. There's no more specialty officers. Everybody is a complete, well-rounded officer. So these officers are community affairs officers. They're conditions officers. They're intelligence officers. If you have any information you want to provide us, whether it has to do with a crime, a wanted person, drug sales, you can do it via text, you can do it email, remain anonymous. It's an easy, quick information flow. The whole concept is it's a shared responsibility. The community and the police department working together to solve the crimes and the issues together. It doesn't go one way. So right now we have 23 additional officers in the command as compared to last year. Plus you got a flood of more officers out in the streets that are answering community complaints and concerns. So you're going to see a lot more presence. We're also more focused now. So the sector officers have to do a third of their time off the radio. What that means is they work 8-hour tours. So about 2 hours, 2.5 hours every tour, they have to be off the radio at specific locations to address conditions that are arising. It could be a condition that you gave me, or it could be a condition I'm noticing when I'm looking at my, when I'm analyzing crime. So it could be 2160, I'm looking for a guy that's did some shots fired, 2160 Holland. So you're seeing a flood of officers going to that specific location. I mean, this is information we got to get out. I mean, it is what it is. We saw on video, we had a report that there happened to be shots fired. No one called 911. We pull up video, lo and behold, we actually see the shooting. No ballistics, no victims, nobody calls 911, but we're investigating. You'll see a lot of police presence. We actually identified the perpetrator, he's wanted, and we're going to arrest him. So, and I think he's one of the wanted flyers for distributing. So we're gonna be more fine-tuned, and it's called precision policing. Analyzing crimes. These officers also will analyze crimes that are in the sectors that they're responsible for, and they'll direct enforcement. It won't be like just random driving around. Focus. Lighted Kruger, Holland, that's gonna be a focus. Does it have audio? Van Ness is gonna be a focus with burglars. Parkside, Pelham, East Chester, focus. We gotta go where the conditions are. And then the quality of life conditions that you bring to us, we have to address as well. So it's a good thing. It's a good thing. It allows us to connect. I think it will build some trust between the community and the police. I think we'll be more effective. We did well last year. I think we're gonna even do better this year. I'm optimistic. We have more police officers. So I've been thinking about this program. I knew it was coming to the fore, and we were more or less, I've been telling you, we've been doing the NCO program already for years. Because this community works great with the police, I believe. I've never seen anything like this. But I anticipated this coming formally, and it came January 22nd was the first day. And we're off to a great start. Downtown is like, I can't believe it. You did all this in a week already. They're already complimenting the sergeant who's not here tonight. But these officers did a tremendous job. They assisted in the bank robbery I'll talk about. And they apprehended an individual that was cashing false checks at one of the banks. So they're very into it. They're very enthusiastic. These 10 popped off the page. I had to look at my number of cops. I don't give my numbers. So, and these 10 just popped off the page. They were the easiest to pick. True professionals, enthusiastic, some homegrown, very diverse, just amazing officers, leaders amongst leaders. I couldn't be more proud of them. Matter of fact, at the NCO rollout, I was told by the Chief of Patrol's office, there was 56 rollouts throughout the whole city so far, year to date. They came up to me and said, this was top 3 out of the 56. They were amazed by how these officers got up and how enthusiastic they were, how professional they were, how confident they spoke, how they just wanted to get into the mix. So we got a good group here. I'm proud of them. I think we're going to do very, very well. So it's a good thing. It's going to work. I'm going to bring them up now so they can introduce themselves. What we'll do is we'll just limit to your area. So we don't overwhelm. We'll just, you just tell your area, Van Ness, Moore Park, East Chester, more or less, try to give your area. And just, maybe just quick background, what you did before, whatever. Just be short.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Officer Canova. I am one of your NCOs for Sector Adam, which the captain just mentioned. That's the Morris Park area, Bronxdale, Palm Parkway South. And that's going ahead, yes. I am as local gets, like News 12 says. Okay. I grew up on Morris Park. I lived on Victor Street when my family came here from Italy, and then later on just moved up to Bogart Avenue. So I'm very local. I still live in the Bronx. I see a lot of familiar faces here. This is home to me. I'm going to give my card out to everyone that's in my sector. If you need anything, please reach out to me. This is my partner, Varela. We work together, so we're going to be working back and forth. If you can't reach me, you can reach her, and together we're going to get it done. Okay?
Make sure you covered everything. Varela, I have my cards as well. We've been out there. We're going door to door to every commercial establishment. Soon we hope to go door to door on all the houses. So you'll definitely see us. Give us a call. If it's not anything that emergency, obviously call 911. But for a lot of stuff, we can start helping you guys with, and we want to. So please give us a call. All right?
That was a key point. Don't get confused. Emergencies, 911. You don't call them and be like, well, I called them and it's an emergency, something that's happening at that time that needs police instantaneously. 911.
Hi, I'm Daisy. My name is Daisy Sanchez. I've been on the force 7 years. I'm in charge of Sector Boy with my partner Mujaj. We've been out there getting busy with the banks. We already caught one perpetrator for fraudulent checks at Bank of America the day after the guy walked in with a shotgun, which really wasn't a shotgun, it was a harpoon. We were able to get video from 769 Astor and the guards, and we were able to apprehend the perp with the help of SRG, the FBI agents, and the robbery task force. So we've been out there. That's our main concern in our sector is our check frauds, credit card skimming, and everything like that. But we are addressing other conditions on 660 Waits, 2251 Kruger, which is one of our main problems. If anyone is here from that building, please help us so we can try to help you. We've been trying to go there almost every 3 days to try to see what the main problem is there, but everything remains anonymous. So if you have any concerns, I'm going to give my card out to everyone, and you guys can call us direct, okay?
Officer Josh. Officer Josh, I put 5 years on the job. I had 2 years in the 4.6, 3 years in the 4.9. It's an honor and privilege to be selected to be an NCO and a sector boy. Not only because I do love this precinct, but I actually grew up in sector boy. I grew up on Live and Astor. So it's a privilege to serve sector boy, and hopefully I can help anyone that lives in sector boy with any concerns. I have my card. I will give it to anybody that has any questions. Feel free to text, email, or call. Thanks.
Sector boys good in the community. We also got the schools, their responsibility is the schools during dismissal. That's a big,
Columbus
issue
too,
here.
Columbus.
Columbus High School.
Yep, they got it.
That's
They also have the barn now that's open.
Yeah. All right.
Can I have the card, please?
Good evening, everyone. My name is Officer Hernandez. I'm working the north side of the precinct, so it's Allerton, the northern part of Bronx Park East, Dunhill Road, etc. I've been on the job for 13 years, and 12 of those 13 have been here in the 49 precinct. I'm very much looking forward to working with each and every single one of you. As everyone else, we've been doing our visits to all the businesses, reaching out to everyone, letting them know who we are, and we'll be making that progression into going door to door to interact with the community and the residents, let them know who we are as well. I also have business cards for those who are in my sector or have businesses in my sector, so I can reach out. Sector Charlie, which is another part of the Allerton, things like that.
Hello, I'm Officer McDowell. Most people call me Mickey D. I've only been in the job for 2 years. I grew up in Puerto Rico. I was born here. I'm super excited to start this new program with the community, and I'm looking forward to work with everybody. I just want to give you guys a heads up that right now we have issues in our sector with the vendors that are delivering food. So we try to go to the vendors and let them know that try to send the delivery guys with a minimum possible amount of money in their person. We're also gonna give out cards. You're gonna see us out there. We do not work 24 hours, but I don't sleep, so you guys can call me anytime, and I will help you. I'm just looking forward to make the 49 great again.
So we have the 3 sectors, and then we also have housing. So I fought for housing. Downtown said, yep, we can have 2 NCOs to cover housing. We have 4 housing developments. We don't have PSA covering stuff. So we have housing NCOs.
Hello everyone, my name is Police Officer Sanchez, and I'm the 2 NCOs, 1 and 2. No, my partner Graham is on vacation this week. Shortly he'll be back and he'll introduce himself to you. So I've been in the 4.9 for about 11 years, out of the 12 years of service in the 4.9, in the NYPD. Basically my main area was Adam David, pretty much covered Morris Park, West Plains Road. Then 3 years ago, we started Bike Patrol Unit, which I've been hands-on with you all already, especially with Community Affairs. It was great working with Community Affairs. We're still going to work with Community Affairs. And I think I have a head start because I've gotten to know many of you, from clergy to store owners, community council, and I'm looking forward to work with you. Even though I'm still in housing, any information coming from your end will help. I already spoke to Gene, he's already on board with that. He has some inside stuff for me, which I look forward to, and that's the kind of relationship I want to have as well. So you may not see me around as much because I'm inside in the housing areas, but I also will be working alongside with some of the NCOs that are that cover my housing areas as well. Thank you.
That's the program, and that's the coverage. We have 2 additional NCOs. The backfill, should one be on vacation, or should one, get reassigned? And what they do is they do a lot of the administrative duties with these officers. They'll do a lot of the crime analysis and be like, this is what I'm seeing, these are the trends, these are the patterns we're seeing. And one of them is also directly assigned to the sergeant and brings the sergeant around. So there's a sergeant that oversees these total 10 NCO officers. You got 2 each sector, that's 6, 2 for housing, and then 2 additional, like 10, and then you got the sergeant that oversees the program. And then who they report to is the XO, Captain Ordonez, and then ultimately, I guess I'm on the hook. Start to fail. But we're off to a great start. So, it all rolls up. But it is what it is. We're not going to fail. I guarantee we're not going to fail. Now, this community we work with together. I've said it downtown plenty of times. Some of our best arrests came from the community. They gave us the heads up. We can only see so much. We need your eyes and ears to tell us what's wrong, what's out of place, what needs to be addressed. So just to talk about some significant incidences that happened just recently. We had the shooting up at 1245 D in the Eastchester houses. I guess that happened on It happened on January 23rd at 09:35 hours. A male victim, age 39, was shot in front of 1245 AD. From the investigation, we determined it was a dispute between 2 individuals in regards, believe it or not, pit bulls. And then one retrieved a firearm and shot across the courtyard and striking him in the leg. He was removed to Jacoby, not likely. He helped us and identified the perpetrator. Within 7 hours, we apprehended the individual. His name is Vaughn Washington. We took him into custody. We located him inside one of the Eastchester houses, and we remanded him on a federal parole warrant. Part of that takedown. We plan on prosecuting him federally for that crime. I don't anticipate you seeing Eastchester seeing him for a while. So that was good. Within 7 hours, we made that incident currently apprehended. The other one I talked about was an individual named Najee Moore. I spoke up at Eastchester Tenant Association meeting just last week. He was wanted for a non-fatal shooting on November 21st, 2017 at 1240 Burke. Over the weekend, he was apprehended in the East River houses in a 2-3 in Manhattan on a search warrant, and crack cocaine was found. He's remanded down in Manhattan. We'll bring him back to the Bronx and prosecute him for the non-fatal shooting on November 21st up in Eastchester. So those are 2 shootings right off the bat arrests made. We had a concerning home invasion at 1310 D on January 12th. Victim, female, 66 years of age. She's at home when 2 masked males armed with firearms enter her apartment and demand money. During the investigation, we determined that they may have hit the wrong location. We're looking into whether this is part of a bigger pattern throughout the Bronx, maybe in the 4-6 and in the 4-5 precincts. Very concerning. We had another home invasion just this afternoon on Colden Avenue, London Coast Club, community board. Board 11 policies. We're looking into that one as well. 2 males tried to force their way into the apartment with a crowbar. first floor apartment of a 3-family residence, and female victim was at home. She opens up the door, she's startled. They hit her with a crowbar in the head, open her up, and then we have video of them fleeing. So, we're looking into these patterns of home invasions. Are very concerning throughout the Bronx, not just here in the 4-9. Today's home invasions will make it 3 for the year. We had a total of 9 last year in 2016. Not good. One of the 3 this year was at the home invasion of Paradise Motel. Not a quality place. We had a lot of problems in that place. Male, female inside every one of the apartments in the motel. A male forced his way in and robbed them at gunpoint. One of those individuals, I believe we have a photo and he's one of them. Then most concerning was that double shooting homicide at Maestro's on December 27, 2017 at 0020 hours, where a 16-year-old male was fatally shot in the neck. And a 17-year-old male was shot in the arm. Through great police work and investigation by the 4-9 PDU and homicide, they identified the subject. I'm not going to put it out there yet. See how we do with the apprehension efforts, but we have PC to arrest, and we're on the hunt for. So that's a good thing. Usually we never even make it to that. We made it to that. We talked about the bank robbery at the Bank of America, 2198 White Plains Road. Basically it comes over, patrol responds, we look at video, the detective squad gets on scene, looks at video, we got a great detective squad, they look, they said, oh, you know him, that's David Hilton. They knew him right off the bat, which was great. The FBI and the Joint Bank Robbery Task Force was like, whoa, they were trying to slow us down, but the 4-9 knows what they're doing. They know what the perks are. So I think they were trying to slow us down, but we were like, no, we're going. So what happens is, at that point, our NCO officers get involved. They go to a location known that we know that he frequents. We obtained video of him passing the location after the robbery, which was a great thing. In turn, we interviewed someone, and then we flood the area with officers, and we apprehend the individual, and he's being prosecuted federally. So that was a great all-around effort by all the officers involved, including our federal partners on that one. And then, I keep saying that, grand larceny is going to be a crime we're going to be fighting all year. That's, when you look at raw numbers, that's really makes the bulk of all of our 7 major crimes in this man. Grand larceny. It's going to be from the mailbox. We know our locations where our mailboxes are being hit. If you can avoid these locations, it would be great. If you can get an inside to a post office, that would be great. And the mailbox thefts are commonly happening on Wallace and Morris Park, Adams Street and Morris Park, Palm Parkway South and White Plains Road, 2100 White Plains Road, which is right there at the Sparrow Place, I believe. White Plains Road, and Waits and Barker. So what we do is, what happens when the plane comes in and check got stolen, we ask the complainants where did you mail it, and then they give these locations, and then we just do our tally, and we're noticing the same mailboxes again hit. Last year, 2017, you guys helped us apprehend 9 individuals as they were doing the mailbox fishing. There's a lot of area cover out there, we can't see it all. When you guys call us and tell us, hey, listen, if you're in the mailbox right now, it's a big help. So you're our eyes and ears. So that's a crime we're going to be fighting. And then the unattended properties, we can avoid putting anything valuable in sight in your cars. Car break-ins, property crimes is the #1 driver in this community. Car break-ins, abandoned, for me, and I'm sure for you. Avoid that.
Except for call from the month and crime prevention tips.